Lindsay, welcome to InvestorStream. Your latest announcement highlighted promising results from a recent field reconnaissance program at your Cairn titanium prospect in South Australia's Gawler-Creighton district. To start, can you just talk us through the initial findings from this work and what has grabbed your attention from a technical perspective?
Thanks for the question, Alex. Cairn is in our central Gawler-Creighton package of tenements. We've got a huge package of tenements, more than 5,500 square kilometres, 100% held by Indiana. And there's been some recent stock market attention, significant attention on titanium as a exploration metal. And we had a look through our tenement package because the titanium discovery of note has come from nearby our tenement 6587, which is a very large tenement to the north of the gold mining town Tarcoola. So we went out to have a look. Initially, we thought that on the basis of large-scale geological maps that we were away by a few kilometres from the critical geological unit. But then when we drilled down, we found out that there was in fact some good evidence that the source rocks for a titanium deposit were present on our tenement, and that is what we refer to as the Cairn titanium prospect. So we went back through the geological records and we found that the mines department had identified, using sort of microscope analysis, petrology, 4 rocks that were in the suite of the Muckaninny and orthosite suite, which contains titanium-bearing source rocks. And further, we found one drill hole. There's one drill hole in the area of Cairn, drilled in 2006, assayed for multi-element suite at the laboratory, and it turned out to have a pretty decent intercept of 8 metres at 1.3% titanium from 12 metres. And that gave us some encouragement. And that drill hole also had petrological examination done, and the presence of that Muckaninny suite was also confirmed by the petrological analysis. The further clue was a magnetic signature. Some of the source rocks identified nearby wrap around particular granite plutons. That's where we see these rocks that we've identified in the same geological setting. We just sit about, not far to the east, but 20 kilometres east of the actual deposit or exploration target as outlined nearby.
Thanks, Lindsay. Now, for investors following the space, the discovery at Rosewood nearby was the catalyst for a significant re-rating in Petrotherm's share price. Given the earlier indications from the fieldwork program, do you think Cairn has potential as a nearology development within the mineral-rich Gawler-Creighton district?
Look, that's obviously what we're here to find out. So we have to work through these things in sequence. We've identified potential source rocks. We have to better identify those with some mapping, some drilling, potentially some ground sampling, potentially some further airborne geophysics. But and the other part of the equation in relation to Petrotherm's Rosewood deposit is that the source rocks then erode into a sort of sedimentary destination where you see the concentrations, particularly in their case of titanium, but also of other critical minerals. And we have begun to identify those little basins or paleochannels in the area surrounding the source rock locations that we announced today to the ASX. And the initial field work will be confirming both source rocks and host unit destinations, as well as continued elevated titanium, which we think will be probably the lowest hanging fruit, to be honest. And we'll take it forward from there. But to finish answering your question, the market is pretty sensitive to critical mineral information at the moment, in particular high grade, high recoveries of critical minerals. And that's where I see Petrotherm's benefit in the market over Christmas and New Year.
Now, in addition to the recent confirmation of titanium at Cairn, Indiana also has a very exciting portfolio of gold targets in the Gawler-Creighton, with diamond drilling currently underway at the Minos gold deposit. Can you just bring us up to speed with the latest from Minos?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, just the other day, we made some fantastic announcement of a series of excellent gold intercepts from RC drilling that the company completed during October and November last year, 2024. A number of those intercepts were exceptional and have moved the market a bit, and deservedly so. And the most important thing about those intercepts is that they're pushing us outwards from the known geometry of the Minos gold deposit, which is also what you always hope for, to increase that footprint and increase the volume of gold mineralization in a deposit. So we've been pushed into a zone that we marked on a map. I think it might have been 17th of January was the date of the release for those gold results, which we named the Southwestern Zone. The Southwestern Zone has come in with some great high-grade hits, really bolstered that zone. And also, in addition, the map in that announcement shows that several of our traverses to the west, northwest of the Minos deposit, along the trend of the Lake Labyrinth Shear Zone, which is the sort of fundamental host of the Minos gold deposit, we push high grades along strike, as they say, to the to the west-northwest, and this gives us encouragement to continue drilling in that direction to the northwest. It gives us encouragement that we're going to continue to hit those high grades, and it gives us further encouragement to drill out this southwest zone to see where that goes. So the results have been excellent. Going forward and present day, we're drilling 13, maybe 1,400 meters of diamond core. These be 7 cored holes which are extending existing RC holes to a greater depth. And the purpose of these diamond tails is to hit the gold mineralization deeper than previous RC percussion drilling could hit it, and to increase the volume of the potential gold resource at Minos via that deepening. And these cored holes are being trucked to Adelaide as each hole is completed, and the cores being immediately cut. We already have drill core in the analytical labs, and results of that core drilling is going to drive the share price going forward with expected continual gold hits from Minos.
And finally, Lindsay, with promising results in hand on both the titanium and gold fronts, given both assets are considered high priority, how has this informed Indiana's near-term exploration strategy for the first half of 2025?
Minos is a well-developed gold deposit. It can reasonably move forward later in 2025 to resource estimation. Prior to resource estimation, we need to build a geological model, but also we need to continue to expand it. We need to demonstrate to the market and to ourselves that it can be a standalone project that deserves its own gold plant. And with that in mind, it will remain our highest priority because it's so advanced and because the news flow from it's so good, and because the potential increase in the market capitalisation, the general value of Indiana, can be driven from that project most readily. Then that will remain our focus. So continued drilling at Minos is something investors should continue to see. As I mentioned earlier, our initial programs at Cairn Titanium Prospect are going to be early stage exploration in their nature. They're going to be mapping, surface sampling, and using that data to target drilling. We've currently submitted initial notifications to seek approval for access for all of these works at Cairn, but we need to move through that preliminary exploration process in order to deliver the results the market's looking for.
Thanks, Lindsay. Certainly feels like an exciting period for Indiana, and appreciate the update today. All the best for 2025.
Thank you, Alex. Have a good day.